Here we have to add a rest below the brackets to complete each of the following measures. The first two measures are simple time of 2/4, where you have 2 beats and each beat equals a quarter note. We have to add a 30-second note rest, and this will now equal an 8th note. Then I will add an 8th rest, and this will now equal a quarter note. Then I will add a quarter rest for the second beat. In the next bar, I will add a quarter rest for the first beat, and then working backwards in the second beat, I will add a 16th rest, and this will now equal an 8th. Then I will add an 8th rest, and this will now equal a quarter. We should probably place this 8th rest closer to the middle, like that. The next two bars are in mixed meter of 7/8, and we can group these beats in this time signature in 2s and 3s. So for example, 2 plus 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3 plus 2, and so on. We have a total of 2 8th notes here, so we can say that this is probably a group of 2, and we can have 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2. I'll just choose 3 plus 2 here. And for this group, I will use a dotted quarter rest, and this will be equal to a quarter rest. You can switch these around as well. You could have a quarter first and a dotted quarter rest here. Here we have a group of 3 8th notes, so all we have remaining is 2 plus 2, so I will use 2 quarter rests here. The next bar is a compound time signature of 12/8, so that means 4 beats of 3 8th notes in each beat. The first two 16ths will equal the first 8th note in this group, and then I will add a 16th rest, and now this will equal the second 8th. Then I need to add an 8th rest, and this will complete our first beat. For the second beat, I will use a dotted quarter rest. And the same thing for the third beat. And here we have a total of 2 8th notes. This is equal to 1 8th note, and that's the second one. So these are the last 2 8th notes in this group. I just need to add an 8th rest. The next bar is a simple time signature of 3/2, which means 3 beats and each beat equals a half note. This group will be equal to 4 regular 8th notes, which means this is our first beat. For the second beat, I will use a half rest, and the same thing for the third beat. Remember, half rests sit on top of the middle line. And again, we have the same time signature in the next bar. To complete the first beat, I will use a 16th rest. Remember, the first dot here will be an 8th note, second dot will be 16th. For the second beat, I will use a half rest. For the third beat, I will work backwards, so I will add a 16th rest. This will now equal an 8th. Then I will add an 8th rest, and this will now equal a quarter. And then I will add a quarter rest, and now this will equal a half. The next two bars are in compound time signature of 9/4. That means 3 beats. And in each beat you have 3 quarter notes. We have a quarter note duplet, which equals to 3 regular quarter notes. So this is our first beat. For the second beat, I will use a dotted half rest, and the same thing for the third beat. And the next bar is also 9/4, So we need to add an 8 rest. So this right now equal to the first 2 quarter notes in this group. I need to add a quarter rest to complete the first beat. Then I will use a dotted half rest for the second beat. Here I will need to add a 16th rest, and this will now equal a quarter, which is our last one here. And then I can combine first and second pulse of this third beat into a single half rest. The last bar is a mixed time signature of 5/16, which means 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2 16ths. In this group we have 2 16ths, so we are only left here with 3 16ths. We can just simply use a dotted 8th rest.